Flying Dinosaur is a roller coaster a lot of people love to rave about, but no one's really ridden, and it's a really awesome roller coaster. I had the chance of riding it this past summer in August. However, it opened in March of 2016. It's a really awesome B&M roller coaster. In fact, I would argue it's one of the most intense B&M creations I have ever ridden. Looking at the stats, this is a B&M flyer coaster, so definitely there's a lot of conflicting opinions on how good these things are. You have a height of 150 feet, a drop of 124 feet, in which you'll max out at 62 miles per hour. You have 5 inversions, a length of 3,687 feet, making it the longest flying coaster. And then you do have a little bit of theming because this is in the dinosaur themed section of the park. So it's a really nice roller coaster. It also looks really visually appealing. I really like that green, and you can get really, really close to the coaster. Of course, that's if you sacrifice literally the worst operations with really, really bad security on the coaster. They make sure that you don't have any loose articles. Anyway, let's talk about your general experience. So you're going to get to your front entrance. Definitely has a really cool front entrance. The issue with this is that this has the longest line in the park, mainly because the operations and throughput just is not good. You'll have the options through going through the single rider or the normal rider lane. Honestly, for this coaster, it doesn't matter because the line will end up being as long in either wait time. So it really doesn't matter which one you get into because I had to wait 50 minutes when the wait for each one was the exact same. So all in all, just wait in either one, doesn't matter. You'll then wait in this giant line, and then you'll get to the station, which you have to put all your stuff into this bin, give it to an employee, and then go through a metal detector. So yeah, they're really not funny about the loose articles here. And it's really too bad too, because the operation times on this could be much faster if they didn't have the operations that they did. Anyway, you'll get into your seat. There is assigned seating, but the station looks really nice. I got to ride in row 7, which is just near the back. Anyway, you'll go up this chain lift, and from the top you get a really, really awesome view because you're right up along some water, and you're in a very shaded area. So you get a nice view from the coaster. Then you'll go through this awesome drop, and what I like about this drop is that even though it's not vertical, it feels like you are diving. You'll then go straight into an inline twist. This does not count as an inversion, but it's still really, really awesome. Following that, you'll go into a fly to lie. This is a really, really fun element. Very, very unique, super forceful. I love it. Following that, you'll go through a raven turn. Raven turns are kind of cool. They're kind of like dive loops, but they're kind of different though. It's just a really fun element. Really, really intense as well. Then you're going to dive down and go through a pretzel loop. And I love these pretzel loops because it feels like there's an elephant that is just sitting on your chest. And this pretzel loop took that to a whole new level. Definitely the most forceful and intense part of the ride, and that is saying something. Following that, you'll go straight into an inline twist. This was an interesting element. It felt like an inversion, but it wasn't. And you got hang time on your back. It was awesome. Then you'll go through a 360 Helix. And yeah, this is a cool Helix. It wasn't as forceful as I was anticipating, but still a really great element. Then you're going to go through one inline twist, which is even better than the first twist, if that's even possible. So yeah, a lot of great elements, very back to back, and every element is just giant and forceful. And I wasn't really expecting that because the elements are really far apart, so I was expecting a more graceful feel, which is not really what I look for in a coaster. But no, every single element on this coaster is just back-to-back, non-stop intensity and forcefulness. It's probably the best coaster in the park. I mean, even though there's like not any airtime, and it's not that great of a drop, this won't be for everybody. But for me, as someone who looks for forcefulness and intensity, this ride is perfect. In fact, I would even argue that some of the ride is actually uncomfortable, simply because it's so forceful and you have that giant restraint that's pushing against you. But that's really all I have bad to say about this ride. I mean, the restraints are not comfortable whatsoever, but I mean, it's a flying coaster, so that's what you're going to get. Anyway, for a final grade, I'll be giving this an A. I think what's keeping it from getting an A minus is that the restraints are just simply uncomfortable, and the operations are just really bad. Just a couple of little itty bitty things that, kind of demote it. But besides that, this roller coaster is perfect. Probably the best roller coaster in Japan for me. It's a wonderful, wonderful coaster. It's very intense, and I love it. Anyway, be sure to subscribe for more Japanese and Chinese coaster reviews. I'll catch you all next time.